No specific subject present.
Home buyers are attracted to affordable properties in the eastern section of Hawaii's Big Island. Entertainment chains are offering deals and promotions to encourage people to go out during weekdays.
Health span, or the length of time that a person remains healthy, is declining due to medical advancements turning fatal illnesses into chronic ones. There is over $2.2 trillion in commercial real estate debt that needs to be refinanced at higher rates.
Senate leaders are optimistic about passing legislation on border security and aid for Ukraine.
A China lab had information on the deadly coronavirus 2 weeks before Beijing made it public.
A judge threatened to remove former President Trump from the courtroom during a defamation trial.
Israel is facing a dangerous phase in its war in Gaza.
China's population is declining as women choose to skip motherhood. China's economy is struggling at the beginning of 2024.
Apple changes its App Store policies, allowing developers to process purchases outside of the App Store while still charging a commission.
Apple loses a legal battle to delay a ban on its watches. Stocks fall due to pessimism about rate cuts.
Consumers are starting 2024 on a strong footing after a good holiday season.
Apps, I'm sorry, but you owe me 27% because I said so. No specific company mentioned. Cannot determine if it is good or bad news.
Prismatic lands $22 million to connect disparate B2B SaaS apps. Good news for Prismatic as they have raised $22 million, indicating financial support and potential growth. Apple to release iOS 17.3 next week, bringing stolen device protection collaborative playlists. Good news for Apple as they are releasing a new iOS update with additional features which can enhance user experience and attract more customers.
Samsung's latest Galaxy phones offer live translation over phone calls, texts. Good news for Samsung as they have introduced a new feature in their latest Galaxy phones, showcasing innovation and potentially attracting more customers.
Google introduces Circle to Search, a new way to search from anywhere on Android using gestures. Good news for Google as they have introduced a new feature for Android phones, providing users with a convenient way to search which can enhance the user experience and loyalty to the Google ecosystem. AIEU calls for laws to force greater algorithmic transparency from music streaming platforms. Good news. The European Parliament is pushing for rules that would bring fairness and transparency to music streaming platforms by implementing greater algorithmic transparency.
NASA's robotic, self-assembling structures could be the next phase of space construction. Good news. NASA has unveiled a self-assembling robotic structure that could aid in space construction, addressing the issue of housing scarcity on the Moon and Mars.
Samsung's latest Galaxy phones offer live translation over phone calls, texts. Good news. Samsung has introduced its AI-powered Galaxy S24 line of smartphones, which includes a feature for live translation during phone calls and texts, improving the calling experience.
Android Auto is getting new AI-powered features, including suggested replies and actions. Good news. Google has announced the launch of new AI features for Android Auto, enhancing the secondary interface's functionality with suggested replies and actions. Google introduces Circle to Search, a new way to search from anywhere on Android using gestures. Good news. Google has introduced a new feature called Circle to Search that enables users to search from anywhere on their Android phones, providing a more convenient search experience. Segan has received bad news from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office regarding its patent battle with Daiichi Sankyo. The dispute revolves around the linker technology used in Segan's antibody drug conjugate for cancer treatment. The USPTO has ruled in favor of Daiichi Sankyo, causing a setback for Segan in this ongoing legal battle.
Judge Paul Fioravanti has ordered activist investor Carl Icahn to remove confidential information from his lawsuit against legacy Illumina board members.
GSK has announced a good news related to its stake in consumer health spin-off, Haleon. The British drug maker has successfully raised $1.24 billion by selling around 300 million shares of Haleon. This move is part of GSK's strategy to focus on expanding its portfolio of specialty medicines. medicine.
Takeda has received positive news as the FDA has granted an extension to the label of their immune globulin infusion product, known as HyQvia. This extension allows HyQvia to be used as a maintenance therapy for adults with a rare autoimmune disorder called chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy, CIDP. This means that HyQvia can now be prescribed to effectively manage the symptoms of CIDP in adult patients. JPM 2024, also known as the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference, was a busy week of events held in San Francisco. The team discusses the dominant themes that emerged from this conference.
Insilico CEO Alex Zhavoronkov has a good news because his company, Insilico Medicine, achieved a significant milestone by launching Phase 2 trials for a drug developed using generative AI. This means that they have successfully progressed from preclinical testing to the next stage of human trials. Generative AI is a technology that uses algorithms to generate new molecules or compound structures with desired properties. In the context of drug discovery, it allows researchers to rapidly design and develop potential drug candidates. The use of AI in this process can streamline and accelerate drug discovery by predicting the effectiveness and safety of potential drugs, ultimately benefiting patients by bringing new treatments to market sooner and more efficiently.
Roche has reported a positive outcome from their Phase 3 trial concerning the use of tiragolumab in combination with Tecentriq, atezolizumab, and chemotherapy for patients with esophageal squamous cell carcinoma. The study found that adding tiragolumab to the treatment regimen increased the median survival rate to 15.7 months, compared to 11.1 months for patients who received chemotherapy alone. This suggests that tiragolumab has the potential to improve outcomes for patients with this type of cancer.
Biopharma companies like DuPont, Lonza, and Allakos have recently announced staff cuts, signaling a challenging time in the industry. Layoffs can occur for various reasons, including restructuring, financial difficulties, or changes in business strategy. These measures are often taken to reduce costs or increase efficiency. The impact of these layoffs can be significant for affected employees and may reflect broader trends or challenges in the biopharma sector. It is important to stay informed about these developments to understand the evolving landscape of the industry.
Onera Health raises $32 million in funding. Good news. This shows that Onera Health is receiving financial support for its sleep diagnostic and monitoring technology, indicating that it has potential for growth and success in the market.
CES excludes sex tech from show floors. Neutral news. The absence of sex tech at CES may be seen as a negative by some who would have liked to see innovation in that industry showcased at the event. However, it could also be seen as a positive move by CES organizers to shift the focus toward other types of technology.
Rise of age tech at CES. Good news. The emergence of age tech as a prominent theme at CES indicates that there is interest and innovation in technologies designed to support and improve the lives of elderly individuals. This suggests a growing market and potential for advancements in the field.
Wisp updates electronic larynx voice boxes. Good news. Wisp's work to improve electronic larynx voice boxes is positive for individuals with speech impairments, as it aims to enhance their ability to communicate. This innovation could greatly benefit those who rely on such devices.
ZoeCare detects falls in care homes using Wi-Fi signals. Good news. ZoeCare's use of existing Wi-Fi signals to detect falls in care homes shows a creative and potentially effective approach to improving the safety of elderly individuals. This technology has the potential to provide timely assistance in case of falls.
Commerce Fancy founder returns with one per month luxury shopping startup. Long story short, this is good news as it shows the return of the founder with a new venture, indicating their entrepreneurial spirit. However, the high membership fee may limit the customer base.
FedEx announces its own commerce platform for merchants. This is good news, as it provides more options for merchants and offers competition to Amazon. FedEx's platform may provide additional services and alternatives for merchants to consider. Pitch Deck Teardown, Cortex's $10 seed deck. This is neutral news, as it provides insights into Cortex's pitch presentation and their ability to secure funding. However, The article mentions that some aspects are missing, suggesting room for improvement.
The search for better unit economics prompts consumer tech investors to shift focus. This is good news as it highlights the shift in focus towards companies with better unit economics. This indicates a more sustainable approach to investing and can lead to healthier growth in the consumer tech sector.
Amazon's Just Walk Out tech now works with employee badges. This is good news as it expands the functionality of Amazon's Just Walk Out technology. Allowing employees to use the system enhances convenience and efficiency in the checkout process.
Crypto Coinbase argues for motion to dismiss SEC's securities violation allegations. This news is good for Crypto Coinbase, as they are fighting against the SEC's allegations, which could potentially result in the dismissal of the case. Number of monthly active crypto devs fell 25% in 2023. This news is bad for the crypto as a whole, as it indicates a decline in developer activity, which may affect innovation and progress in the sector.
Developers with more than 2 years of experience in crypto are at an all-time high. This news is good as it shows a positive trend in experienced developers joining the crypto industry, suggesting growth and expertise in the field. Inception Capital closes flagship $30 million fund of funds focused on crypto emerging managers. This news is good for Inception Capital as they have successfully closed their fund, indicating investor interest and confidence in the crypto sector. Google pulls Binance, other global crypto apps from India store. This news is bad for Binance and other crypto apps as they have been removed from the Google Play Store in India, limiting their reach and potentially affecting user adoption.
U.S. retail sales rose 0.6% in December, exceeding economists' expectations.
The war, politics, and key elections are overshadowing the economy at the Davos Forum. U.S. consumers have propelled the economy forward in 2023 and are expected to continue doing so. Central banks may loosen monetary policy in 2024, but at a slower pace than investors expect. China's economy is expected to have subpar growth until its property market and income growth stabilize. UK inflation unexpectedly rose by 4% in December, potentially delaying rate cuts at the Bank of England.
Heard on the Street has a good news. Their article highlights the expectation of rate cuts in the near future by central banks, despite officials having reasons to move slowly in implementing them.
Good news. Pomelo, an Argentinian payments infrastructure startup, has raised $40 million in a Series B round of funding. This is positive as it indicates investor confidence in the company and its potential for growth.
Good news. N26, a Berlin-based banking startup, is launching a new stock and ETF trading feature. This shows the company's commitment to expanding its services and catering to its customers' investment needs.
Bad news. Zest Money, an Indian fintech startup once valued at $450 million, has been sold to financial services firm DMI Group in a fire sale. This indicates financial struggles or difficulties faced by Zest Money and a loss for its former investors.
Bad news. African neobank Kuda's attempt to raise $20 million at a flat valuation in 2023 fell short of its user milestone projections by $3 million. This suggests that the company may be facing challenges in attracting and retaining users, impacting its ability to secure funding.
Good news. Promedio, a Latin American open banking startup, has raised $13 million from investors like PayPal and Samsung. This demonstrates investor confidence in the company's mission and potential in the open banking space.
Startups Landmodo has received a $3 million investment to accelerate its electric bike battery play. This is good news for the company as it will enable them to further develop their battery technology. Prismatic has raised $22 million to connect disparate B2B SaaS apps. This is good news as it will help IT teams manage their tools and systems more efficiently.
There is no specific company mentioned in Ask Sophie column, so it cannot be determined if it has good or bad news.
Navier has partnered with Stripe to offer electric boat commute to far-flung employees. This is good news for Navier as it gives them an opportunity to test their hydrofoiling watercraft in an official pilot program.
Pomelo has secured $40 million in funding to scale its payments infrastructure business in Latin America. This is good news for the company as it will help them expand their services and reach more customers.
Good news, Pomelo, an Argentinian payments infrastructure startup, has raised $40 million in a Series B round of funding. This is positive news as it signifies investment in the company and potential growth in the fintech industry.
Good news, Tandem has launched a fintech app designed for couples to manage their finances together and separately. This addresses a specific market need and has the potential to attract users and generate revenue.
Good news. Top-tier capital has secured $1.5 billion to invest in funds and startups. This indicates a healthy flow of capital into Silicon Valley and suggests ongoing opportunities for investment in the startup ecosystem.
Good news. Build a Rocket Boy, a game studio founded by a former lead developer of the Grand Theft Auto franchise, has raised $110 million. This funding allows the company to further develop its games and potentially achieve success in the gaming industry.
Good news. Homegrown African VCs are emerging to fill in the gaps where foreign investors cannot invest. This shows the growing investment activity and expanding startup scene across various regions in Africa.